House, John Gant, 709. The first of our roll-off contenders, 696, Timmy Hale. Second of our roll-off contenders, Dale Chamberlin, 696. The third of our roll-off contenders, Rick Hensley, 696. And here he comes, going to make permanent residence right here on King of Bowling, our king, Stevie Fehr. That's why he's king, you can see. In addition to our old slammer, Sammy Coleman, our guest today, man, he's a sight for sore eyes. I haven't seen him in so long, and he's just as handsome and hale as ever. Hasn't aged a day. One of the real fine bowlers, Hank Hetz, ladies and gentlemen. As we told you, it's bonus time. Our first match is going to have that roll-off. Timmy Hale, Dale Chamberlin, Rick Hensley, one of the three to go against the others. We'll be right back with the first match after the word about the beer that brings you bowling. You know what that is. You're right. That's Hudy Delight.
Hank, we were talking about John Gant having a powerful ball. This king right here, Steve Fehr, doesn't do badly either.
No, he's a beautiful bowler. He's done so very much in such a short period of time.
Wow. There you go. So the king starts off with a biggie. And here's a fellow who has won 3 games, counting the roll-off, when he had a battle, Dale Chamberlin and Timmy Hale, all three having that 696. Rick Hensley won it, and he's been going right along disposing of John Gant and Tuckey Perez. And he's not going to stop
right with him.
He's hanging loose, huh?
Beautiful extension. He's staying low, and he's going through the ball just beautifully. Let's see if he follows his previous pattern of starting early and with a double.
Keeping the pressure on his worthy adversary. Next week, remember, qualifying at Lassanaville, but the show will emanate next Sunday from Montgomery.
Right in there. He's off and running.
He's saying to Steve Fehr, the king, if you retain your title, you're going to have to go down fighting. You know, beat me, boy, because I'm not going to relinquish anything to you.
You know, Jack, Steve has good timing. You can watch him start the ball, the feet and the ball go at the same time. And he's fantastic with timing.
He's got all the ingredients of a great bowler.
Pretty powerful ball he rolls down there, huh?
Oh, he can put it on there, Jack, I'll tell you.
He's got great talent, Jack. He's got a heart that goes with his great talent, and he's got intestinal fortitude that he'll battle you to the wire. He's got everything it takes to be a true champion.
I don't think I've ever met, from childhood on, when he was about 7, 8 years old when I first met this young man, a more dedicated bowler. He really made it a science.
Yeah, true.
He executes about the same on most every shot. Beautiful ball. Jack, he's achieved the zenith of most bowlers' dreams, is winning an ABC title. And Steve, at the young age, has won 2 titles already, and he'll be going after more of them this year, early May.
You know, he's won so many titles in his 25 years, Hank, that some bowlers have never accomplished in their lives.
He was a little high with that shot.
What he does to a lot of his opponents, when Steve keeps throwing those X's at you, he starts getting these guys thinking.
Well, you know you're going to have to bowl a good game. Steve very seldom has a poor game, and he keeps the heat on you. And He's a beautiful bowler to watch.
It's like Sam. He used to keep the heat on his opposition.
Very much so.
Strikes.
A few times he did.
Sammy Coleman was one of the greatest anchormen we've ever had, and he won the respect of both his teammates and his opponents very quickly.
I saw him. I'll never forget, I was qualifying for this program one day down at Old Spring Bowl.
That's true.
And I was rolling with Jack Calhoun, old Haystack. And all of a sudden, it was a divided house, remember? You were on one side, I was on the other, was Haystack.
Lanes 13, 14.
And you could hear a pin drop. I said, what in the world's going on? Somebody says, Sam Coleman's going for 3 over there.
Beautiful finishing ball.
We're going over there, sure enough. The old Slammer got his 300.
I believe that he almost duplicated that in the ABC. I believe he started with 10 in a row and had a 288 game. Is that right, Sam?
Left the 8. You know, the Wisconsin paper says Sam hates the 8. 289.
289.
Steve Fehr, the king, up there for his 4th frame. He's 3 for 3. Oh, he got by with it.
Carried a high hit. That's the advantage of having that ball, strong ball going in the pocket, and caused the pins to react, and he got a break on it.
Now, Hank, let's see if he can take advantage of that break, huh?
Well, I'm pretty sure he'll be in that pocket on this shot.
After Steve rolls here, you people can dash on out to that refrigerator, grab a quick Hudy Delight, because we're going to take a little short pause, and rush right back into your easy chair again.
Get a Hudy, do your duty or something?
Slaver, you're all right. There it is.
Out in the pocket.
5 in a row, and refreshment time. We'll be right back. Okay, Hank, Sam, can't beat that, can you? 5 smack dab X's. And Rick's got 3 out of 4. Couldn't beat it.
He's got to keep striking and stay with Steve. Looks good. His ball is finishing just at the perfect time as it makes its final turn. It's going into the 1-2 pocket, and the pins are going all into the pit.
There you see it. It's a whale of a match. I have a whale of a match next week, too. Our matches: Tim Hale, Steve Bunnell, Rudy Dukes, and either Mr. Rick Hensley or Steve Fehr. One of the two will be our king. Look at the lift. Crossover.
Well, he pulled that ball across his body, and he got a nice kick on the 4-7 and allows him to stay right in the game and right with Steve.
Well, I saw Steve Fehr's having so much success with that 1-3 pocket. I think I'll try some of that over there.
Well, they're all good. There's never been a bad strike, and I guess unless was the other team got it.
Steve has 5. Would like to make it number 6. Can he do it?
Beautiful ball. It just ripped his pins apart.
You know, that's the amazing thing about it. We've been watching Steve battle John Gant for a couple of weeks in the past, and we have just been so impressed with the power of Gant, Sam and Hank. But this fellow here throws a very powerful ball, and it has been ignored.
You don't see many of them throw them. Steve can throw it, I'll tell you that. He's super with his ball.
His ball explodes when it hits down there.
Well, he's got a good roll on the ball, Jack. Good timing. You can watch him.
His
He's
timing
just sensational.
is letter high perfect, and he's always reaching and always went through the ball.
A little snug.
High in the pocket and left a 4, but easily could have carried.
Well, I guess the one he got by with a little high before, that's what they call evening evening things.
Straighten things out. Steve's a beautiful bowler to watch. He gets set basically the same way. He's completely relaxed. He goes to the line slow, and he follows through beautifully.
And he puts the ball to the way.
Rick's going to get in the hunt. There's a timer here to go to strike him.
Yeah, he can make it quite interesting right here.
Strikes here. He's 11 or 12 pins down. Solid in the pocket. He's hitting that 18 beautifully.
He'll be about 10 behind if he tacks one more.
Got a ball game now, I'll tell you.
Get this one, it's about even, isn't it?
It's almost even with another strike.
Strikes
It's
here.
practically
One
even.
more,
back
and
even.
it'll be about even Steven are back again.
They're back again, yeah.
Nip and tuck, even Steven.
Well, all the girls and fellas on the afternoon doing the show for us is doing good on the score markers, and Kathy Brosman is doing a super job with the score markers.
They're both on potential 279 games, Jack, so we've got quite a match here. This is
Steve
beautiful
knows
to
he's in
watch.
a battle here today.
Your best strike.
Yeah, we're going to save a lot of time on this game. I'll tell you, they're throwing them X's. It'll make Steve go to work now.
Yeah, now it looks like just a question of
Who gets the
air.
breaks?
That's correct.
Who gets the breaks? Who goes errorless? From here on in, and we're in frame number 8 for Steve Fehr.
Beautiful ball. He couldn't have thrown it any better.
A lot of ball that time.
Now it swings the other way, Jack. Now if he gets a strike here,
He puts the pressure on Rick.
This ninth frame is probably the most important, as it is in all games, but this game being tied could well determine the game, what happens in this frame.
I want to call Rick Joff Hensley so bad because of the golfer, you know.
Yeah.
Now, this is a very important ball here. That baby, and that was the big frame, the ninth frame.
He couldn't have delivered it any better. Ball was strong going into the pocket and still wiggling down there. It was a tough break.
We can remember this ball right here, Hank. This could have a lot to do with the outcome.
Very much so. He's got a cover, and with the cover, he'll make Rick get the first strike to take the lead.
Mm-hmm. That was a very fine ball right in the pocket. Uh-oh.
There's a key shot there.
I tell you, with the way this fella's been bowling, that could have been it.
If he gets a strike here, he can close the store out, I think.
Yeah, strike here could just about solidify matters.
It's
Steve
true.
can still get 247, which I believe will make him 2 to lock him out. That was a big strike. That was a go-ahead strike.
I'll tell you one thing, I could never accuse this fellow of never getting the ball over that line.
That's right. He pitches it out there. Rolls
He gets
good.
it out. They talk about getting finger lift in the ball. He does just that.
When he's staying low and he's following through and reaching with the ball beautifully. He needs a mark to lock up the match.
The best way to get it is on the first ball, Hank.
Looking good.
That
Well, he can get 279, Jack. Could have had 300, maybe.
is. Yes, there was nothing wrong with that ball in the third frame.
Well, you go back to Steve's solid 10 pin in the ninth.
10 pin in the
He could be
ninth.
shooting for 279 also. We
Yep.
might have had bookends 279s. Rick has bowled beautifully. He's to be commended on his great bowling.
Anywhere out there.
care where he throws them, they're going to go down. Right?
Yeah, that was kind of his loose strike. He knew that he had the match locked up, and I think he relaxed just a little bit. And he realized he needed a mark to beat Steve. When he got the first one, he was kind of relaxed a little bit on that one.
Got to give him credit, Jack. He when the roll off, he swept the board.
He did
really good.
He had won 4 matches.
That's right. That's doing it the hard way.
That's the bag limit, isn't it? 4 matches.
That's a big limit, I guess.
Come on, ball.
That is a lot of bowling by that fellow.
Beautiful game.
Boy, he really did it today. Well, here comes Steve.
It's too bad Steve didn't carry that 1 in the 9th. This would have been something to behold. See him
Could have had a
going for a tie.
279 and battling a 2 for, wouldn't have been something. Wind up deadlocked at 279.
That's right.
This shows how a little
So
break
next
can
week
make
it'll
a
be
big difference.
Timmy Hale, Steve Bunnell, Rudy Dukes, and Rick Hensley, the new king.
Well, we've seen 2 fine bowlers here in this last game.
It'll be something to lose with a 247.
247, you're 32 short.
Hit the pocket every ball. You can't go any better than that.
Yeah, he left a solid 4 and a smash 10 was the only thing he left up.
Boy, oh boy, this has been something. Bowling at its best. You'll see it every week right here on Channel 9. 247. The winner and new king is Rick Hensley. We'll be right back.
Hey, you can go a long, long time. You'll never see a better match in that finale. How about that, huh? Winner and new king. That 10-pin would have gone. We'll have had double 279s. Here's the new king, Rick Hensley, ladies and gentlemen. And now, our genial host, the proprietor here at Waltz Center Lanes, Pete Wagner, to make the presentation. Pete?
John, a little tough luck this week.
Thank you, Pete.
Tuckey, I was rooting for you, buddy, when you were in there.
Thanks, Pete.
Steve, big job.
Thanks, Pete.
Oh, lefty, Rick, nice shooting. Jack,
Thank you, Pete. Drawing was just made by our new king, Rick. For the executive secretary of the Greater Cincinnati BPA, it's Bonnie Hudipole, who usually sits right down here in front. You see her each and every week. Mary Julman of Galbraith Road, the winner. She will get a $50 gift certificate from Tri-State Bowling Supply. I'll put this in my pocket. I'll give it to you, Slammer. One final word here from Rick. You know, you did it the hard way, Rick. You won all 4 today. You won the roll-off with Dale, Chamberlin, also Tim Hale. Boy, you deserved it today, and you're not very flashy, but boy, you know where that pocket is, and congratulations, you were tremendous.
Thank you.
Very good. I know the youngster kept you up to the wee hours of the morning. You weren't John Gant, but we know what you can do.
I just had a bad day. I didn't bowl good at all.
And you, Tuckey, this wasn't Tuckey.
It wasn't the right day, I guess.
We'll get you back again. Steve, if that 10-pin would have gone on the 9th frame, God knows we liable to have been here bowling till midnight.
It's very possible. 279s are tough to beat.
They definitely are. Hank, you did an excellent job.
Thank you, Jack. It was my pleasure.
Hank Hetz, our guest commentator. They're winding me up out there.
They are, Jack?
Yeah.
We'll say goodbye then.
Say
Thank
goodbye,
you.
Sam.
Thank you. Goodbye for next week.
All right. Wonderful crowd here at Waltz Center Lanes. Good afternoon from Waltz Center Lanes.